Oh man, chest is getting tight. I might have heart attack going on or angina.
What is angina? I can't remember that.
I think it's like the constriction of blood vessels or your arteries, maybe like those ones around your heart. I don't know. Like, I think like just shit gets tight up in there. All I remember is you rub nitroglycerin on their chest, and it like opens them up.
One thing that always freaks me out is the deep vein thrombosis.
Yeah.
Where you have a clot deep in your like
Moves
leg.
and then
You
it goes to
stand
your lung.
up after sitting, and then it goes into your heart, and you die.
Immediately. Like you don't like. There's no like. Supposedly it's like boom. Might as well bullet to the head.
What causes that?
A clot. Or sitting. You know.
Yeah.
Let's say like
If
you're
you're
sitting.
older.
Yeah, or older. Like if you're sitting like long plane rides, or just sitting in a car all day, and you just have high cholesterol, your red blood cell counts up, and you have a lot of pressure on whatever artery or vein. Those red blood cells build up and like bottleneck almost. And then when you go to stand up, everything opens back up. That clot just moves on back up to the heart or your lungs or brain. And then boom. So make sure
Toast.
Doesn't go to the heart, it goes to the lungs.
Lungs. There you go.
Oops.
Lungs.
You got two.
Well, either way, if it hits your heart, your lungs, or your brain, you're done anyways.
You don't die immediately.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
apparently
WebMD over here.
Yeah, yeah. Apparently, you can resolve it. It is critical. It does need emergency care, but I'm sure some people die.
Well, here's the deal.
But you act like it's like a one-hit KO.
Well, that's how I've always heard
Yeah,
it.
I've heard of it too.
Well, if there's treatment, then it doesn't get them all.
Okay. Well, by the way, there's no scientific data coming from this show. This is all
No.
bullshit and talk out of our
Yeah,
asshole.
this-
So
Trust me, I'm a doctor.
do not claim this as medical advice.
Haircut looks good.
Thanks,
King.
man. Yeah, I chopped off a bunch of grays. I've got a lot of whites and grays coming in. A little
Do
salt
they
and
shape
pepper.
up the beard, or do you do
No,
that?
I haven't even touched it. I need to. I'll probably trim it tonight, but nobody touches the beard.
Dang.
I don't. That's something.
That's how I am too.
I see. That's something that like until you have a beard, you understand. Like, and Jake, he goes and pays to get his shit cut, and it looks the same. And like, I don't know. My phone's blowing up for something. When the show goes on, like I feel like last time my phone started blowing up.
It's like the movie theater.
But with
thing.
beards, it's something about it. Like I can't relate it to like what else on your body that you don't allow. Like my feet, I don't let anybody touch my feet. Is that something with y'all? Like
I
don't
don't
know.
like to be tickled.
Well, like if you touch my feet, I'm tickled
I don't know if
automatically.
that's the same.
But my feet, well, no, my beard. Yeah, it's just something that I'll handle that on my own.
Yeah.
How are you with like Sarah touching you? Not in a sexual way, but like what I mean is,
Yeah.
like if Maddie touches me with like fingertips or something, like a soft way,
Yeah.
I'm like super like ticklish. But if she like has like a palm or full hand contact, it's not like gliding across like my arm or knee or something like that. Then it's that's fine. But
There needs to be pressure.
yeah, that's
For
what
sure.
I'm going at. Yeah.
And except my back. My back or
back's
my
fine.
scalp,
Yeah.
I'm cool with like light,
Yeah.
like just
I like a good back scratch.
dude, a good back scratch or a head. Like I love and I don't have a lot of hair, but I love my hair just like
Yeah.
I'll like go retarded. My eyes like cross-eyed.
Have you ever seen that
Yeah.
head scratcher?
Yeah.
That looks
we
like
have
a
one.
We
whisk.
have one too.
Yeah.
It's- My eyes just
Yeah.
look like I get that O face for sure, dude. Drool starts coming out and everything.
What are your thoughts on ASMR too? Because a lot of people like that, but it's weird to me.
Asking for a friend, but,
Yeah.
but I feel like you listen out at Kelly Farm, just ooh,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
I do like
running
their-
refrigerator
I
noises.
can't remember. There are these things called binaural beats. I like that. But
was that like
ASMR
chill hop?
No, it's usually just this like low frequency. You can listen to it on probably Spotify or YouTube, but it's like a like very calming, like I don't know, sort of frequency.
beatboxing.
It's nice to
I
focus
like
to.
absolute silence,
Not white
especially
noise.
like when sleeping. No, Maddie likes white noise, but I like it to be like dead silent.
Yeah, you like
Yeah.
to think about all your anxiety and everything that's going on.
See,
I like to
Hyper-focus.
just sink in it.
I don't know. Like when I lived in the city, I had to wear like earplugs to sleep, and that almost makes like a little white noise when they're in your ears. But now I'm out in the country.
I love a good
I like
fan.
the quiet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
fan's good too.
I like the country too. Like when we go out to Sarah's place out in the mountains, and we have like if it's the weather's nice, we have the windows open. You hear like the mountain breeze and shit, and that's very like calming.
Yeah.
But I never minded when we lived on First and Gray Street, even like with the bums fighting outside at 3 a.m. Like I still slept pretty
Just
good.
Start throwing change out of the window.
Shut the fuck up.
Pinata.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't mind a little white noise either, though. Like or complete silence. I can fall asleep standing up if I could.
Let's crack open these boys.
Yeah. So give them a little insight. This is a new drop.
So Raze, if you've been a follower of the show for a while, you know that we're big fans of Raze Energy, and our boy, you know him. I know him digitally, but Austin Holt is a rep at Raze Energy and has hooked up the gym and got us all set up with getting a lot of Raze Energy drinks at the gym. But I hit him up like a week or two ago, and because they have a new flavor, South Beach, dropping today. Actually, technically, I guess you can order it online now, and so good timing with the show.
Yeah.
But and I asked like, hey man, what can we do to get a case, either at least to try, put on the show, and then hopefully soon buy some for the gym. So we sent out a case. It is South Beach. We've all tried it, but we haven't reviewed it technically yet. So we're gonna crack it open and kick off the show right.
Oh yeah. Do we need a boomerang?
No, I'm going now.
Oh.
Yeah, so the labels kick ass like usual, and it's supposed to definitely have a bit of a pina colada hint to it, a little bit of pineapple. I think we talked about before, so very good.
Hell yeah. Well, I like it. We've obviously, you stated we already tried these.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good, and I relate it to the Baja. Not sure
It's
if you
just
relate
like,
to that.
yeah.
That's what it tastes like to me.
You motherfuckers. I said this day one.
No. I'm talking about something else.
Oh.
Tastes like a little bit like half Bang Rainbow Unicorn, half Pina Colada to me. You remember that flavor?
It's been forever since I had it.
Dang it. Bang heads will know what I mean.
Bang.
But anyway, when I had this the first time, I thought it was just like the Baja Lime, just it has a pina colada finish.
Yeah.
It
no,
is very
it's
good.
definitely pina colada.
Very beachy.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
it. It's very fresh.
Miami Vice.
And
The more I've had it,
sometimes
the more I've been into it.
most pina colada, like I'd say Bangs or
3Ds.
they're very like strong. This one's like a light.
It's subtle.
It's
Yeah.
light.
It's good though.
Yeah, it's a good balance. I like it a lot.
And I feel like you can really taste the pineapple. You can really taste the lime. Like
Yeah.
they're light but distinct, It's good.
Well, we giving it, boys.
I'm going 7-8. 7-8.
Kind of low.
I mean, it's good, but I'd still do Baja over this.
Would
Yeah, I
you
would too.
would you reach for it though? Would it
Yeah.
be a regular
Oh, yeah.
sipper?
It'd be a regular sipper.
I would say probably 8-8.
I was
Nice.
debating between 8.6 and
Up there.
8.8. I'll go 8.8
Yeah.
as well.
Rock and roll.
Nice.
Very good.
Hell yeah. Cheers, brothers. And thank you, Austin,
Yeah,
for
thank
this.
you, Austin.
If you happen to watch this, thank you a ton. And it has dropped now
Yeah.
online, I think. So definitely pick it up. Or come by the gym. Hopefully soon we'll have
Use
some.
code all or nothing. Shit.
Yeah, right? Austin, come on,
Save
bro.
nothing.
Let's go.
So
But,
what'd you guys do this weekend? Anything fun?
Well, I can definitely dive into it. For me, I came in Saturday. I might have trained somebody. I might not. That was Sunday. Anyways, came in, worked out, did a few things, and then I went and hit Uber Eats again.
Nice.
'Cause I'm back on that shit. I'm trying to give it a shot. And after Saturday, I got kind of hooked, and I was excited to do Sunday.
Maddie said
Where'd
she
you
made
go?
a killing yesterday.
Me or her?
She did.
Yeah, I did pretty well. I'd have to see what her numbers are looking like.
She made like 80 something in an hour.
That's pretty
Dang.
good.
Yeah, she got like some bonus for doing like 4 trips in a row.
They must see her pull up and it's like, oh, it's a chick. Let me give her a good.
No,
tip.
she also she like gets the bonuses to where it's like you do a certain amount of orders in a week and you get
No.
like an extra $80 or something.
Okay, well, I did. If you do 5, you get an extra 30. Every day I've been doing that, so I get an extra 30 automatically.
Nice.
But
That's
I've been hitting about 100, 105 a day for two and a half
Nice.
hours.
nice.
So I did it,
That's
2.5
pretty good.
hours last night and 2.5 hours Saturday, and both were 104, 106.
Well, I
Yeah.
guess I'll see you guys later.
Right? Well, I told Kathy about it. She was like, "Damn, I need to be doing that." I was like, "Dude, it's
Yeah.
so easy."
No, the money's legit. The only thing is, I mean, you don't see it, but you do have to like consider like the gas. Like Maddie
Yeah.
gets gas like every 2-3 days now. But I mean, you're still definitely making a profit.
And here's the deal: like, I almost talked myself out of doing it Sunday because I was like, look, it's a contracting job, so you're a contractor, so you're gonna have to pay taxes on that at the end of the year
Yeah.
if you want to.
Yeah.
And
we always do.
we do here at GYMFLO and
On
Iron
the
Built.
record.
But so you will have to pay. You might save. You might be making money now. You need to save some aside. But at the end of the day, if you're gonna not bitch, if if you're looking at it the wrong way. If you have to pay to play. So go ahead, make that money, and it's better than sitting on the couch or not doing. Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Because I almost was like, you know what, fuck it. I don't feel like paying taxes on that. But
you could be making money sitting on the couch.
OnlyFans. Yeah, jerking my gherkin.
Open
That's
that
how many
door.
fans you got.
Open the
Well,
chest.
I'm hoping y'all would support, right?
Ooh, I don't
If you
know.
want top quality content.
Yes,
Yeah,
money
that
shots.
Android video is not going to do it.
Money
for me.
shots.
Slow-mo gimbal with some
By the way, we're
syrup or
renting out the
something.
GYMFLO HQ for OnlyFans studio shots.
yeah.
So come on through.
This is
DM
Money
us.
Shots Productions.
$100 an hour. Let us
Our new
know.
business
Yeah.
venture.
Yeah. But so I didn't do much besides that.
Nice.
Which I did lose a hubcap. Streets of Richmond won.
Another one?
Yeah.
You
Boom,
lost
I heard
one
it.
last week.
And I
too.
heard it rolling down the street beside me. Like I heard like a zzz. And I didn't see it, but I heard it because it was dark. I was like, motherfucker.
Gotta get some 24s.
Yeah,
now.
I gotta put some.
Yeah.
I need to put some
Some
type
bling
of
on
wheels.
that.
So you're
on it.
headed out of town tomorrow?
Yes.
Nice.
Which I
Hawaii?
don't think I mentioned it. Yeah, Hawaii.
Yeah.
That was supposed to happen
Flying on the
last
jet,
year.
right?
Yeah, the bird.
Yeah.
The bird.
Yep.
250 liquid.
That G6. But that was supposed to happen last year back in March, but COVID hit, and we were like, all right, well, we'll push it back a few months. And then we got to that point, and Hawaii was still closed, so we pushed it back even more. So a year later, we're finally going.
Nice.
I got my COVID test done.
Caught up on the tan.
I'm gonna try and catch up on the tan. And crazy thing, I told Brock this yesterday. I pulled up and I scheduled a COVID test, and I didn't realize it was drive-through because the last time I got one for Bermuda, we had to go in an office, a doctor's office, and get it done. And I pulled up to Walgreens, and they're like, "Yo, you got to go through the drive-through." I was like, "What are they gonna reach their arm through and like do it, like hang out the window?" And I was like, "All right, let me pull up." So I pulled up, and they were like, "Hey, grab the stick out of the bin, and we're gonna tell you what to do." I was like,
Oh, you have to do
Now
it.
So-
take off your pants.
yeah, bend over and take off your
Yeah.
pants. But they were like, "Hey, we need you to stick this X amount up your nose, and we're gonna count for you for 5 seconds while you twist in circular motion."
Gosh.
So they were like, "Higher, higher," and I was like, giving that O face again, like brain matter was getting tickled. And then I pulled it out, and I was like, "All right, yeah, I did it." And they're like, "All right, other side, honey." I said, "Oh shit!" So I hit this side, and I hit some stuff up there. Don't know if it was brain or bugs or whatever, but it wasn't going nearly as high. And I pulled it out, and I knew I just pulled out a wad of shit. Stuffed it back in the bag. Stuffed it back in the bag and gave it to her, and she's like, "All right." Damn if they didn't turn it around though. I got the results back in like 3 hours.
Dang.
Negative.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. I will say that kind of stuff is the worst. When I had to get nose surgery when I was like 16.
Yeah.
And I got the inside and the outside basically broken and like reshaped to be able to breathe better. Because at the time I really only had like half of one nostril.
Yeah.
Because it had broken a little while earlier. And they said that young people's bones are like a sapling almost. That they tend to return back to their original position. So for like the next 3 weeks or so after the surgery, I had to reshape the
Like
bridge of my nose
Play-Doh?
every day because it would re-crooked itself again.
You know,
So
how bad would you freak out waking up and your shit's just like
yeah, well, it
Yeah.
changed the way I sleep because I used to sleep on one side,
Yeah.
but they said that gravity would push it back down to the way that it was before. So I had to start sleeping on the other side and then had to just like set it every day. And I kept thinking
Set
like,
it and forget
I'm
it.
going to push too hard and it's just going to like break the opposite way.
Oh.
But I hate that kind of stuff, to be honest. The worst thing is not really that it's like painful. It's just that like you can feel it
Yeah.
and like your eyes are watering. So
Y'all ever
I
had a
don't like
COVID
that
test?
No.
No.
It's
I don't got it. That's all I
test
know.
myself.
dead serious. I'll tell you right now, if you don't think about it, you won't get it. But that's the weirdest sensation. I get it though. Like when you were sticking
like
that
the
shit up your
boogeyman.
nose,
Yeah,
It's like-
how far is it going?
and you just get a weird like it's the weirdest pressure.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all never had your prostate checked either, right?
No, I still
No,
got
not
a few
willingly.
years. Yeah.
So I think when I had my rec, they weren't checking my prostate, by the way, but they went in a few fingers.
Yeah. He's unconscious.
And you
And
liked it.
I guess for people that don't understand, a prostate is when exam is when they go up the bung with a finger or two and they feel around for your prostate, feel any lumps, bumps, or whatever. And during my rec, they thought that I had some type of blockage in my colon or whatever the fuck. So
it's just Taco Bell.
I remember it, but I don't remember it. I remember they had my hands held down. One nurse was holding my hands down, and they had me laid over on my side, and they were up in there.
Like a pig.
And Jake said he remembers me yelling, "It tickles!" I don't really remember it, but I remember there was a weird sensation of having something up there and somebody just fishing around.
Came out a changed man.
Yeah.
And that's how I got to keep my
Sarah,
last name.
I have this kind of kink. Some would call it weird, but
Did I say 2? I meant 3.
Yeah.
Do
Working
3.
my way up.
Yeah.
Fuck, but how did we get on that?
I don't even know.
I don't
We're
know.
talking about COVID test. Don't remember
Yeah,
leaving.
yeah. You got your test. You're about to
Because we
go.
got the party in the gym this Saturday.
Yeah.
So
Tell
cute
'em what's
promo. So the party in the gym this Saturday, 12 to 4 p.m. at Iron Built Gym. Same old great stuff. If you haven't been before, it's a great chance for the community to come out and lift. It's just $5 day pass for non-members. Members obviously show up and have a good time as well. We got a bunch of different tables, GYMFLO, samples, pre-workout, all that stuff. Nutrition corner with Erica. We'll be there as well with a bunch of samples and good stuff. And we'll also have MF Bakery, which makes these protein donuts there again. And lastly, we'll have Amanda with Naughty and Nice Bakery, also bringing some sweet treats, cookies, and things of that nature as well that are macro-friendly. So be a really fun event. We'll also raffle some products. And I think that's it. That's the whole job. Oh, yeah, and 50% of the proceeds that we make will go towards feeding Texas, which, of course, Texas went through a huge crisis with the ice and snowstorm. So helping them out because some people still are in kind of dire situations.
Yeah, I'm sure that they're still like trying to catch up a little bit, even though the shit might be melted or whatever. Like, you know, I feel like something like that probably just like puts them back like weeks or like a month or so.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I'm sure they could. People were probably still fucked. But yeah, it's awesome. I won't be here for that, by the way, guys. I'm upset because these have been growing and getting bigger and bigger, and I get more excited.
But he's got a vacation
But
to go on.
I got a lifestyle to live, okay?
He's the CEO. You know, it's kind of like at the end of the school year when they give you the perfect attendance award.
Yeah.
You just missed out on that.
Yeah. I
Sorry,
always
buddy.
skip class. But yeah, it's very cool to see everybody posting about it and stuff like that. And hopefully the one that I do come back for in April, doors will be wide open because it's definitely going to be warm April.
We'll see.
Yes. But other than that, updates for GYMFLO. Hopefully by the time I'm gone, I wrote Brock a check, hopefully, to get some cherry freeze in here.
Hopefully
So
it comes in time.
Exciting.
when that drops, it drops.
It's free until he gets back.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I guess that's about it. Other things, I mean, everything's in order. Still, the shit's still rolling.
Yeah.
So
Let's dive into some topics. Griffin, what you got?
All right, so I was thinking about this last night. After I was meal prepping, I was watching Pumping Iron again, and as one does, I was just thinking about this, and I figured I would broach the topic to y'all. But as I was watching it, I was like, dang, really Arnold is just such a unique person, really unique character. And it's weird that, 50 years from when that movie came out, people still talk about him. People still refer to that movie or like, oh, well, he's good, but he's not like an Arnold. But I was just thinking about like, what if I am like an Arnold, but I just don't believe that I am yet? Like, what if I could become that, but I just don't really like think of myself like that? So I was just thinking about that, like, what if you are maybe the next like Cam Hanes, or Austin, you're the next like Andy Frisella, but you just don't really see yourself as that yet.
yeah,
Like, what do you think that affirmations or like a mindset or belief, what kind of importance do you think that is in terms of like actually accomplishing something? Do you feel like you kind of just need to put one foot in front of the other and figure it out as you go? Or do you almost feel like you need that kind of like, all right, I am the best, or like that is going to be me, or something like that one day, to be able to accomplish something that big?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you wanted to become like a Redcon or a First Form or something like that, do you feel like you need to think of yourself as on an equal playing field as them from the get-go to be able to get up to that level, if that makes sense? Or do you feel like you slowly need to build it up? You can chime in if you want.
Yeah, I got something to say. I like the question because I think it's a good one, and it kind of reminds me that you got to be a little stupid and a little bit insane to kind of like to reach those kind of maximal levels. And one I feel like really good example to draw from is in like the instance of like Conor McGregor, because he was somebody that from like the regional scene, and then once he got to the UFC was like supreme confidence, stated he's the best, he's going to do this and do that. And there's got to be a balance. Like you have to not only like, I don't think fake it till you make it is like the strategy that someone like an Andy or David or someone up and coming would take from. It's less fake it till you make it, but believe it until you make it, to where it's like you got to believe that you are something special, that you are something great. But then there is that sense of like you have to back it up as well. So like Conor can say all these things, but if he loses, it's out the window. So like he obviously had the belief, spoke it, and then actually backed it up to the point where once he's at the top and then people can see, oh shit, this guy seems untouchable. You know, Andy seems untouchable. Like everything he touches, he sells is golden. Everything that Arnold does is like supreme, you know. And you just feel this like radiant, like special kind of energy radiating off these people. But there's other fighters that have like, you know, tried to do kind of like a similar thing, and then when they lose, it's like, oh, this guy's just talking.
Yeah,
like
the man behind the curtain.
Yeah, you got to have like the work to back it up, and you know, so, you know, like I can tell myself every day like I'm this and I'm that, but there's also got to be a sense of you know, the work ethic behind it to make it real.
And that, I don't know, I was just thinking about that because like I tend to be more like modest because I'm like, oh, I still am like learning or other things like that, to where I don't know, I just never really think of myself with like a winner's mentality or anything like that in financial stuff, in like lifting or photography or other things like that. But I was just thinking about, you know, well, if I did think of myself as, you know, I could be one of the best in Richmond for like camera work or other things like that, would that then make me change my habits or like my approach or kind of, I don't know. Does that make sense to be able to accomplish that, you know? So I don't know. I was just thinking about that because then I almost feel like on the flip side, like you said, Brock, if I then kind of come off that way or like start to think that way, but I don't back it up, then I feel like that charade is easily seen through. So it's a hard thing, I feel like, of, you know, like you said, you have to believe it, but maybe you can't really portray it necessarily until you get to a certain point. I don't know.
I think for me, the Arnold situation and like scenario was definitely a lot of different variables. You know, the first film or like major film about bodybuilding, so that helped. But he also, before that, was already winning and was a winner before that. So he was already putting in the work and was already, you know, years in, and he had the attitude, confident, dash of cocky, but you know that comes when you're a winner. You get, I think when you have a winner's mentality,
I think you gotta like be, if you truly want to be great, you gotta be confident and cocky as shit. You just have to. There's a way to be like humble or have the humility about it.
Yeah, for sure.
But like you gotta think you make the best products, you know, on earth. I gotta think we have the best gym in town.
Yeah,
you know.
And, you know, to not have imposter syndrome, you have to make sure that the intent's there, whether it's the best product or best service or being the best at what you do, and knowing that you're putting in the work to get that. So it's like, you know, to build the belief, you have to, I guess you have to not have that imposter syndrome.
We talked about it with Miles. It's like, you know, even if you are like the best and you're killing it, but you're not presenting yourself as such, or like you're not telling people about it. And, you know, people almost don't respect it or they don't care.
But I think that that's something too that, I don't know, it's almost like, it's hard for me to describe, but I feel like when you are a certain way or you kind of adopt a certain mentality, that once you fully once it fully envelops you, then people can almost feel that from you. To where, like, if you are, I heard this one quote before. It's like, it's never your successful friends posting the motivational quotes sometimes. And I know that there's like nuance with that, but you know, there's always those guys that will like post these quotes all the time, but like, are they putting in the work necessarily? That I almost feel like you can feel it from somebody if they are confident or if they are successful or if they are like making money or, you know, making their business grow or other things like that, they don't need to just be like talking about it all the time. It's almost something that as an outside observer, it kind of emanates from them. So I almost wonder, like, if you adopt that mindset, or if you feel like you are like successful or the best in the business or other things like that, is that just something that kind of radiates from you, or is that something you feel like you need to talk about all the time?
It should radiate, because if you're truly like giving back or giving value, or doing business, and I think it is cool and fun to like post about things that you're doing with business, but business isn't like it shouldn't be on social media, or it's in real life.
Most of it's not flash.
Person to person, like it's the loudest people usually aren't doing the best or doing the most.
It's like the little dog syndrome or something, because I almost feel like you see sometimes, like when people first start something, like, or maybe people in your high school, I used to have this a lot, but people would like post their money or other things like that on social media.
That's first sign to know that you don't have money.
Yeah, and it's almost
you're like excited to show it off. It's like, oh shit, he must not have money.
And I almost feel like it's kind of like that Dunning-Kruger thing of like, when you first start something, you think you know it all, and then as you get further along, you realize how little you know. But then it's almost weird, because I feel like when you get to be, it's the guys starting out that post their money, but then the guys that are very successful like never really talk about it at all. Yeah. But you can feel it from them.
I almost think of it like at least when it comes to like the bragging type thing, almost like an inverse bell curve, to where it's like, you got the people that, like you mentioned, in like a Dunning-Kruger scenario, where they don't really have what they're kind of the presence they're claiming, and then you get to the people like who, let's say, are in the trenches working. They're like more quiet. But then you get to the point where you are successful, you radiate, you've done it for years, like your Andy Frisellas, or Arnold, to where once he's won a couple, now he's back being confident, and he has the work to back it up. So it's almost like you gotta put in the work, create that presence, believe it, create that self-confidence, and then come back on the other end to back it up. Once you actually are who you say you are.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
There's definitely like, I don't know how to like word it, but there's definitely like the work comes before the belief. You know what I'm saying? Like getting your feet in there, getting dirty. Then you realize, oh shit, I'm accomplished. I'm feeling accomplished. I'm actually doing something, and then the belief starts to build up. And I'm sure people getting back to like fighting, they lose that one and they're never on top again. They're like fucked mentally.
Yeah. There's some people like that. Some,
It's how you, I guess, you pivot. Like I don't know, especially if you want to be the best. And I'm not saying I'm the best at what I do yet, but working there, it's like you got to be able to take losses and or kicks in the dick and just be able to like not brush them off, but obviously learn to not do that again, and be like, all right, we know we're not going to do that again. Yeah. Or we're going to do it differently this time. And that's how you move forward. It's not like, oh shit, I'm embarrassed. Oh, I lost a ton of money, or that was a bad move. I'm going to just go ahead and quit.
Do you feel like with losses that you almost feel the need to like kind of sweep that under the rug or keep it from the eye of the public? Or do you feel like that's something you can kind of share as something to grow from, like as in terms of your own business story?
I feel like I should like show, or show it, but like not show it off as like woe is me.
Yeah.
Maybe because the only way I can see it being good to show it is to like hopefully teach somebody what not to do.
Yeah.
Not be like, oh shit, feel bad for me, buy my shit because I just lost a bunch of money, like this or that. Because at the end of the day, it's just me versus me. But I don't know. I definitely think showing a little bit of everything probably is a good thing.
I know for us, it was hard to kind of show. Like, I didn't want to start posting the vlogs of us like not getting properties until we had a property.
Yeah, I definitely.
So it's kind of like it's cool to look back on the failures after you're in a more stable, successful place. But when you're in it, like showing the process and like the downs while you're in a down, it's hard to be that honest and do. And honestly, like, I feel like if you were to do that, I feel like you are going to get more pity, and that might like put you down or put you in a place to where like you don't have to pick yourself up when you need to, because it can't be the other people to pick you up.
Oh, of course, yeah, because they aren't.
Because then when you get up, there's no parachute or whatever, and you're just bound to fall down again.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on like affirmations as well. Do you have anything you say to yourself, or do you think that they're legit in terms of like telling yourself that like, you know, I make the best supplements or other things like that? Is that almost something you feel like you kind of will yourself to believe?
I don't think I've ever given myself affirmations, and I'm just completely honest with it. And I do, when I think about like the products that we make, I do, when we go to make them, I do question myself, hey, am I doing my best?
Yeah.
Am I putting what's best in it? Am I putting something that I would want to take in it? You know,
Yeah.
not because it's cheap or it will make us money, but more so, hey, is this something that would actually help me or help somebody else?
Yeah.
You know? So I think my intentions are there with that, and they're good and they're in the right spot. But as far as like affirmations, if anything, I'm calling myself a pussy most days. I mean, I've told you all this. We talked about it. I mean, a lot of times I'm like, hey, you can't be a pussy all your life, Austin, or you can't.
We
be,
talking about the other day when you're bench
be a-
pressing or working out, you're just talking shit to yourself.
Yeah, shit. I mean,
you're like fucking shit.
yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I get it though. I'm a bit of that.
Because, you know, everybody has their little demons or like, you know, telling them to stop or like, oh shit, you shouldn't be doing this or whatever. Or don't fuck around with that. You don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Or, you know, stop being a little weak bitch.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I can be hard on myself. And I think that's a good thing. Because a lot of people are too soft on themselves and give themselves like, I'm a little tired today, or
Yeah.
this or that. But I mean, I'm not perfect though. I'm not Goggins.
Yeah.
But you know,
Well,
I just know I can always be doing better.
I was just thinking about that because, like, I don't know. It's interesting sometimes when nothing necessarily changes in the day-to-day, but we just change our mindset about something to where, like, if the day is rough, but it's your birthday, like, you still kind of have a good day regardless because it's just a special day. Or, like, when the new year rolls around, like, we're like, oh, man, a fresh start. Like, we're going to, you know, set these goals for the year, other things like that. But it's not really that different. It's just a different day. But I was just curious, like, I kind of think the affirmation thing is a little bit woo-woo and, like, feel good. But I just think it's interesting how sometimes, like, maybe just drilling in a different mindset can really kind of shape your actions, even though nothing really changes on the back end of, like,
I think a
your
mindset's
business.
important. I agree with, like, I think the simplistic form of, like, an affirmation, like an actual phrase or thing you tell yourself is woo-woo. But I know, like, on my end, like, what I'm kind of, like, thinking about is, I guess, like, I'm competing to kind of go back with, like, we're talking about, like, believing, like, you know, in yourself and who you are, whatever, this or that. I feel like, especially, like, my runs, I can key in with this is, like, I'm, like, not talking shit to myself per se, but I'm competing with who I want to be. Like, what do I want people to think about me when they see my Instagram or when they see me? Like, I want to be this type of person, this type of athlete, you know, that people think about when they see me. I don't want to be the chump that can't do X amount of miles or is weak or this or that. So that's something I'm thinking about.
And also, I think you might have mentioned it a while back, and I do it too, is so-and-so is probably doing this, so what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
Like, they're probably getting in those miles or that extra mile or that extra rep or that extra set.
Yeah.
What am
And
I
it's
doing?
not really like it's not like really comparing to them. It's just like, it's just believing like, why are they special or am I just being like a little bit, it's like, why am I not special?
Well,
and believing you're special.
I think it's a thing, too, of thinking, like, okay, this person did it, so they're this type of person that, like, wouldn't quit or they would be consistent. And, like, I feel like I am that, so, like, why am I not doing this then? Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
What was the question before I started talking?
Something about
based
affirmation.
off affirmations.
Well, while you're
almost like just mindset based on, or like changing your mindset, even though nothing changes day to day.
Oh, yeah. So I wanted to say that, like, I've noticed, like, sometimes when I wake up, if I have something to, like, look forward to in the day, I'm, like, smiling, I'm more awake, I'm, like, excited for the day. But if I know, like, I have X amount of work or some appointment to do or whatever, I'm, like, almost, like, dreading, like, the day before it's even began.
Yeah.
And it's, like, if you can just switch your mindset on a day-to-day basis to where it's, like, you just wake up and tell yourself, okay, it's going to be a good day. I'm excited for the day. I'm excited for this or that. Even if, like, you're really not, you just try and, like, trick yourself and just convince yourself. I guarantee your day will probably be better. You know, if you wake up the day and you're just, like, just telling yourself it's going to suck dick, it's probably going to suck dick.
I mean,
you know?
and you're not supposed to like every part of the day.
No,
right?
But if you can at least like be like, well, I'm looking forward to like dinner.
I'm
even
looking
if you're
forward to
not.
my workout.
Yeah, looking
Yeah.
forward to the workout. Looking
Or-
forward to something, you know.
This show,
Yeah.
the energy drink.
Yeah.
Whatever. You know, it's
Hell
like,
yeah.
hell yeah,
Just be,
brother.
I mean, just be like fired up for the day. It's another day to get better, you know.
Yeah, I think
It's simple to say that, but I think it's helped me.
getting back to like the affirmations, I don't know if this is like how it can link together, but one thing that I've had a lot on my mind over the past few months is like gratitude and being like grateful for what I do have and what I've been able to do like the past year and a half.
Yeah.
Since I quit, working with Compel, which is a contracting thing for personal training, started working for myself. I mean, at first it was rough and you're unsure, but like, and every day I show up, I'm still like, man, what the fuck am I doing? But at the same time, I'm making more money than I was back then.
Yeah.
A lot more responsibility, and I think that's what's like, man, what am I doing? I need to work. I need more.
Yeah.
And like, but then I stop and I think, and I'm like, man, I get to do what the fuck I want for a living. Like
Yeah.
literally every day we show up, and some days might be more lax than others. But
Jordan and Max asked me this morning. They're like, "Do you ever leave? Like you're here all day?" And I was like, "Yeah, but it's like different because it's like you said, I don't have to answer to a soul.
no,
I don't have to think about I mean, I like enjoy it here,
Yeah,
and I mean,
absolutely.
I'm working, but it's just different.
I was talking to my friend this weekend too, and he was like, "Oh, that's so cool! Like, y'all have a good environment. You're working for yourself, and this and that." And he was like, "Do you ever like, I don't know, just feel unsure of like the future?" And I was like, "Well, like, I don't know. I just try to put my best foot forward, and it keeps working out. Like every month, it's like,
It's
all right,
that
well, in
simple,
a month,
though.
this could
It
be
is.
gone, but I'm just
I
gonna
mean,
try my best."
I mean, like I was thinking about it like the other day. It's like there's so much freedom with like specifically with my freelance work, but just with like owning your own business. It's like the ceiling, you can raise it as high as you want,
Of
and
course.
it's like there's so much opportunity for how much money you want to make or what you want in your life. It's just are you willing to put in the work and this and that. But there is like the chance that can all just blow through the wind, and it can all just disappear. It's just up to you, So it's like there's a lot of freedom, but there's also a lot of fear that comes with it, and you just have to manage it. And like you said, Griffin, just put your best foot forward. And it's hard to fail when you're just working to get better every day.
Yeah.
you're right. You just show up.
It's hard to regress like that.
Yeah, damn, that's good.
And you can't like be scared of the future for like the small probability that you'd go back to like revert. It's like when I was telling Maddie, like when I first wanted to drop out of college, I was like, because I was listening to 4 Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss, and it was basically like, that if you go this route, you quit your job, do whatever, like it says in the book, like you have like this ideal life, this ideal potential, whatever, the ceiling's here. And even if you like have a 10% chance it fails and it doesn't work out, how hard is it to get back to where you were? So how hard would it be for me to go back to school, start personal training again, have my same life? It wouldn't be that hard.
Unless you gave up, you wouldn't end up on the streets.
It wouldn't be that
Yeah.
hard, yeah. So like but the probability of me succeeding way higher,
Yeah.
So something else I was wanting to bring up was, and I had a good topic off of that, what we just said, but
It'll
I'll
come
think
back.
about it. And this goes for you, Brock, or for you, Austin. Kind of from when you first start to where you are now, believing in yourself and kind of being true to your own vision, even if other people don't see it. Because I know with you, Brock, like you had some issues with maybe like talking to your parents about your own kind of journey or goals. And I don't know about you, Austin, as far as like starting out, but what kind of goes through your head when you first start or kind of as you grow to make sure that like you're still staying true to what your original kind of inspiration for doing what you do was?
I'm not sure. Like,
And how do you make sure that you don't kind of get off course because of other people's opinions too?
and I guess to answer it is like once I got the taste of working for myself, I guess like a year or two ago, like I don't know, I that's what keeps me going, and that's like my internal drive, and knowing that like I could get more potential out of doing it myself than relying on another company or a position to open up or this
Yeah.
or that. as far as getting like told, oh, that'll never work, or oh, you shouldn't do that, why don't you get a real job or something like that? Because I've had family members, not lately, but a year or so ago, right when I first quit my job, they were like, hey, I heard so-and-so's hiring, you should check it out, or here's a link. They're just like, I'm sure they want to be helpful and they worry about me, but, I don't know.
Sometimes I think, too, it's like you kind of just have to laugh at it. Like, my granddad called me like a few years ago, and he was like, I don't know if you're doing anything with yourself these days, but like I heard that like Walmart is hiring, and
Thanks,
I was
Grandpappy.
like, hey, I'm in school full time. Like I, work like 30 hours a week. I'm in internship 20 hours a week. Like I got a lot going on. And he's like, oh, I didn't know that sort of thing. But he'll still text me like FEMA is hiring, or like, gosh, like these people just don't believe in me. But I believe in me.
Yeah, I think that I don't know. I think we talked about it before, but it's like you just can't expect people to believe in something that they either can't imagine for themselves or that isn't the norm. And so it's like when I tell my parents, hey, I'm gonna drop out and do this, it's already like breaking the path with school. And then it's like, you tell people you're going to open a gym, and they're like, well, why is that going to be successful? When it's like there are these other gyms that are popping up and, everything like that. And then I think it just comes from a place of like believing. It sounds stupid, believing in yourself, but like just continuing to bet on yourself. Like I know I talk about it, and it's like I said in the last podcast, and I believe it, like you're not special, your scenario's not special, but in a way you have to, and I know I do, believe that you are special. Believe that you are who you say you are, and then like the work has to go with it. I think that's where like people slip up. Is it's like you have to like I said earlier, it's like I have to put in the work to back up and be who I say I am in my mind.
Yeah.
And I almost feel like too, it's kind of a gratifying feeling to be told that, or like have people kind of bring that up to you, because it's almost like, ye of little faith, like you doubt me sort of thing. Like, I know that you kind of can't not wrap your mind around, but it's almost like such a small-minded, like, oh, that's not going to work, or you can't do that, or other things like that. It's like, that must be how that person feels. And like, they probably can't even get their head around
why would you ever listen to
that
someone
way,
that has like the most simplistic, easy like path of life?
Yeah.
It's like you can't expect them to think in the same way that like you do.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I definitely want to add to that is one thing that I do see or think of when people say, hey, why don't you get this job or that job, or, so-and-so's hiring. It's like, well, I don't, not that I don't want their life, but I want more than what they've got. And if you take advice from people that, if you're taking advice from a person, you're probably only going to get as far as they've gotten.
Only take criticism from people you respect.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Or somebody that like is in the position you want to be.
Yeah.
So, if those people are talking to you and recommending or giving you advice, quote unquote, like, look at them. And if that's the lifestyle you want coming from them, then take it. But if it isn't, you want more, then obviously thank you, but no thank you.
All right. So another topic I had is the fear of what if I could be, but not living up to it. Like, do you ever think about like all the potential that's there, but just afraid of like your life passing by and you not actually getting to that point?
That's what drives me every day. Is it's like, what if it's like going back to your parallel universe from a few episodes ago.
See, I told you.
It's
this
like
is a great mentality.
What if like my potential is to like, to have multiple businesses, to have like this successful life, to, do X, Y, Z. It's like, what if that's a possibility and I'm just not putting in the work to do it? Like that terrifies me. That like literally it's like I'm missing out on this because I don't want to work hard. It's like, it's just silly. Or it's like, I think I mentioned on a podcast before, it's like, what if GYMFLO could be a Redcon 1 and that's a possibility and you're just not matching it because of X decision or X work ethic or whatever. It's like, that's terrifying.
No, it is.
And frustrating,
Oh, it's definitely scary. And I have those thoughts for sure. And, some days they might overwhelm you, or for me, it can. But usually I try and do something to pivot. Lately, I've been trying to at least be like, all right, well, instead of me sitting here and worrying about that, let me do something right now in this moment that I can do to put another step forward and make a connection or bring somebody some type of like experience. Mm-hmm. So either that's when I'll do something as simple as like love letters, and I think I've told you all, like I've been trying to do those with customers and stuff like that, just reaching out, saying what's up. You know, if I have time where I'm sitting around and my mind starts wondering or wandering like that, sometimes I'll try and figure out something to do, or I'll just get on Photoshop and just start making something for a newsletter, just doing something like I've heard of Andy say it, like a production pivot, like where you get into a negative mindset or a mentality, or you're down, or something negative's going on, you try and take that and pivot into it and take that as a trigger and be like, oh shit, it's time to do something then. If I have enough time to sit there and think about that, then it's time to like, all right, get back into gear and do something. Yeah. It doesn't have to be, moving mountains like I've mentioned before, but it has to be, a step forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That's what I do.
What about you, Griffin?
Yeah, I definitely felt like this kind of when I first graduated high school. It's always a weird feeling, I feel like, too, when you're younger, feel like you got your whole life ahead of you. And especially as I've trained some people that are in different stages of life over the years, it's always kind of a weird feeling to me to see people that are a little bit older that, one day you're just not going to have your whole life ahead of you anymore. And it definitely motivates me to make sure that I make use of that time, but I feel like I have to make sure that I kind of constantly remind myself of that. I think like mortality is a very big like motivating factor to me, and it's very weird. I know I keep bringing that up, but like it's weird to me to see these like pumping iron or other things like that, and then see these people now that like, oh, Franco Columbo's dead,
everyone
or like
has a clock.
Other people like that man, look at what they accomplished in their life, and like that same life is everybody's, think of what you could accomplish. And I don't know, I just feel like I think about that too, with how fast time passes sometimes when you don't realize like, oh wow, that was 5 years ago, or other things like that. And I don't know, I just think about that a lot, as far as it's hard to kind of almost, when you feel like you have your whole life ahead of you, you don't really think as much in terms of the day-to-day, because you think, well, eventually that'll happen. But then you almost have to think about like with different things that you maybe have a goal for, or other things like that. If you really don't take action on that and write it out, or like break it down into steps you can accomplish, then it's still going to always be in the horizon.
100%,
and you never really think about that sometimes. And I know that a lot of people say to live in the present, but it really is like, the future is just something that is non-existent. And kind of similar as the past is also just a memory. So it's like you really need to just take action, and it's hard to do, or hard to kind of be mindful of sometimes, but it's really something that, even if you have these grand visions of what you want to accomplish, and it doesn't seem like, oh, I can't really put work towards that just today, that's got to be something that happens in 10 years or something like that.
Started.
It's really hard to make that something that can be broken down into daily tasks, or like holding yourself accountable to a smaller scale, like a year from now or 3 months from now, or other things like that. So it definitely is, sorry to ramble, but it's something I think about, but it's hard to kind of be mindful of on a regular basis sometimes, unless I'm reminded of it by mortality or other things too.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's just, how many people do you know that it's like, they say they're going to start a business like, this year, but then they never take the steps to really get the ball rolling? Because a lot of big, important, successful decisions, whether it's starting a supplement company, whether it's going freelance, whether it's, opening a gym, it's not something you can do, like you said, in a day, in a week, in a month. It takes years of planning. But it takes daily actions that build up to a week, that build up to a month. It's like building a physique. It's like you don't just wake up and look like Arnold. It's the meal after meal, workout after workout. Not each workout makes you big, but a collection of weeks of workouts can add, a pound of muscle and then this and that. So it kind of has to build there. You have to have the vision for the future, but like you said, the future is only a product of the present.
And I feel like that's something that you have to really be aggressive with your mentality. Like you can't just think, oh, let me just get through this day, or let me just get through this workout. You really have to kind of go full-throated into that kind of action, whatever you take.
Yeah,
too.
I used to be like, oh, I'll just do that tomorrow. And we've hit on this before, but it's like, having like an aggressive but patient like mindset is like, being aggressive for the day, trying to do at least something productive.
I'm a lot better about that when it's warm. I feel like when it's sunny.
Hell yeah. I mean, that cold weather definitely fucks with everybody. It fucks with me because, getting up out of bed, you're like, oh, shit. My body's achy. I'm cold. Yeah. But I think that's what makes us tougher living in this shit. That's true. Is having to wake up and come out here with the 45-degree gym in the morning.
Paging the CEO here.
But, having aggressiveness with your mindset throughout the day and, at least taking one action or at minimum one action, if not multiple a day to take a step forward, but also realizing you need some patience because it's going to take a little while. Yeah. That's the way I think it. And one thing that I can relate immediately off the top of my head is like with GYMFLO, with products. It wasn't until just few months ago, right before the first of the year, Brock sat down with me and was like, all right, well, are we going to plan out the year for products? And I was like, damn, I guess we could. I've been doing this for 5 years. I've never planned out a year.
Yeah, I remember we were
and I was like, usually it's just like, all right, I got some money sitting in the bank. Let's do a product.
Yeah.
It's never like thought out more than probably 3 months, 4 months in advance. I mean, but this whole year, 2021, which there's been some curveballs, and that's with anything, you'll have to pivot or, change something up due to like, you get to a speed bump and you're like, all right, we're either going to take this way or this way. But so far, it's been at least more reassuring knowing like, all right, what's next in the book? What's next? Instead of just like, all right, well, I guess we got to wait until we get some money or wait until this goes through. It's more so just like, all right, well, these are the things we're not going to.
We're at like a 2 to 3 product in advance of like what's coming.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's easier to what do you call it? Communicate the path that you're going, the direction that you're taking to your audience when you know where you're
going. 100%. That's dude. Like, in the past, that's the way it's been. It's just always shooting from the hip, and that'll only get you but so far.
Yeah.
Obviously you need to get better and more organized, and have goals. I was never just like I never wrote shit down.
Yeah.
And I think that's huge. Not that you have to write it down daily, but at least once to like have it in your mind to be like, all right, yeah, I remember talking about that months ago. This is the next step.
And this can lead us into a question you got about future products.
Oh, yeah.
Dive into things we've been dabbling.
So if you don't follow us on social media, you definitely should, because every Sunday we post an Instagram questions box on our stories, so you can drop us questions for these shows. But one that I got on my personal one, which I got a couple.
And we dig through thousands of
thousands.
So
and I cherry-picked these
get them in
things.
early.
Yeah. But this one was, what's next for GYMFLO? New products on the way. And as far as what's next for GYMFLO, I guess that is product, right? Like we really don't have like.
So Cherry Freeze is definitely. I mean, that's weeks away. So that's new flavor of All or Nothing.
Yeah, that's hopefully within 2 weeks. Hopefully,
and sampled recently. If you listen to a recent podcast, and also I don't think you've had a blog on it yet, but on Instagram, new sampled flavor of Overcome. That's been decided. That'll probably come soon after Lemonade's restock. So late April?
I'm thinking, probably April.
Late April, early May. But that's going to be a banger.
Yep.
Perfect time for the summer.
So besides that, we do hopefully have another SKU of something, 2 different options before the end of the year. So third flavor of All or Nothing, a second flavor of Overcome, and then a potential whole new product before the end of 2021.
I think we could do 2 new products.
Oh. All right, my man's got a lot of faith over here. Yeah. We're rowing a boat with toothpicks over here.
Yeah. No, but
but I mean, not
big things in 2020.
I think it's overwhelming to like think like, oh shit, like to think that big. But I guess you have to even be able to grasp that far. So I know when you say it at first, it's like a slap in the face. It's like, oh fuck, but it's definitely doable. Just more work to be done. While I'm talking about other fucking questions, here's a one about bodybuilding, and it can be old or new. Favorite bodybuilding physique, but cannot be Arnold, Jay, Ronnie, or Dorian. So he's like,
easy.
Frank.
Bob Paris.
Oh yeah, he is a big Bob Paris guy.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Nah, I'm just that's good.
I might say either Serge Nubret or if we're going a little bit smaller, more aesthetic, maybe a Lee Labrada.
Yeah,
pretty sharp.
Off the top of my head, and I wish I had like a more golden era, and I'm sure I could if I looked through the names. I got the physique in my head. I don't remember the guy's name, but he never like made it big time. But I think I liked his physique, not physique. But Lee Priest.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Always liked he just looked crazy. Yeah, pre-tattoo before he went crazy. But I don't know. He just had a crazy. It's crazy how during that like 90s era, like so many crazy physiques.
Flex Wheeler.
Yeah, Flex Wheeler.
Yeah, the 90s really was
Sean Ray.
a peak. I almost feel like each decade had their own special traits that I don't know. I don't mean to
more than like the 80s. I feel like 70s was like Arnold, Franco, Frank Zane. But I feel like 80s, I mean, it had Lee Haney, it had some other people I'm sure that, my knowledge would know. But 80s was meh. 90s was just so killer with like, you had Ronnie at the end of the 90s. You had Dorian starting it off basically.
Yeah.
You had huge competitive field of, I'm trying to think of what's the Middle Eastern dude?
Nasser.
Nasser, yeah. So you had Nasser, you had Sean Ray, Kevin Lavroni, Flex Wheeler.
Who's that dude that
Lee
smokes
Labrada.
cigarettes and they had blonde hair? Big bitch. Marcus Rule.
Oh.
Yeah, he was a big dude, man.
That was just such a good time period, I feel like, for bodybuilding.
He might have been early 2000s, but anyways. Yeah, crazy. But did you pick one? Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
So my other question is, and it could be brief answered, how are things going after our last podcast now that we are able-bodied and fat shamers, quote unquote?
Yeah. Thank you for everybody for the reviews and the the supportive messages. But we keep that motherfucker rolling, right?
Everybody on here's got the same mindset. We're doing what we can, and we're doing our best, So that's all we can do, and that's all that we should do. Not looking for any handouts or pats on the back.
Yeah, of course not.
But you got a question, right?
Yeah, and I thought I had to answer the internet question somewhere too. Didn't I have a card?
So.
Did it slip through the cracks? Disappeared. It was a good one too.
Do you remember it?
Kind of. Anyway, I did get one question. It is, what part of fitness do you see extremely overanalyzed and got paralysis by analysis when starting? So I think what he's basically asking is like, what do you overthink, basically? I don't know what I overthought when I started fitness. Oh, you know what? I'll tell you, exercise selection.
Yeah.
I've said this before. It's like I thought about building like the perfect program, and I was like, I'm going to have Zotman curls. I'm going to hit every single muscle group. I'm going to do this and do that. And then it's like, bro, you don't need all that shit. Just do pull-ups, lat pull-down, barbell rows, a shoulder press, a chest press. Like, you don't need all these like machines or creative exercises. Like, especially when you're starting, like do less isolation, more compound, and then kind of start to add in the spices. It's like going hard with the toppings at the ice cream store before you can just get like the actual ice cream.
I'm definitely like autistic when it comes to like program building, and in a way that's detrimental because especially in school, for some reason I feel like learning different elements of like periodization towards athletes, I was like trying to apply that to bodybuilding. And so it's like, all right, for 4 weeks I'm gonna do like slow eccentrics and supersets and emphasis on like body weight or like stability that then will transition in 4 weeks to like a unilateral like compound and this and that. And it's like those workouts just sucked and they were terrible. And I feel like it wasn't until I really worked out with Brock over the quarantine that I realized then the value of like, okay, stick with what works, stick with basic stuff, really put your all into it, and like, keep it simple sort of thing, that you don't have to be doing like this, transitioning into this, that tapers into this, that's supersetted with this.
I feel like the less exercises you do, the more intense and focused you are about them, and you end up having a better workout.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lately it's been good. Besides just being stiff, but
And
I like
also, I almost feel like too, knowing that it's just like a handful of things or like a couple sets here and there, you really put your all into it a lot more than knowing that you've got 8 different exercises and they're all 4 sets and like this and that. That it just feels like a marathon basically.
Yeah, I remember Griffin sent me the workout one time for legs, and it was like, okay, we'll start with back squats, then we'll do front squats, then we'll do leg press, then we're gonna go to the hack squat, and then we'll do lunges, leg extension, and some line leg curls to finish it off. All like 4 sets of like
8-hour leg
10 to
workout.
20, and I was
Mike
like,
O'Hearn,
whoa.
baby.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna do like 3 of these,
Yeah.
and then I'll do the
Whoops.
hamstring curls.
Yeah. Looking back on what was overwhelming to me, definitely training what to train exercise wise, but what probably kept me, I think more so diet, nutrition. Definitely looking back on it because I didn't know how to
The
track.
question isn't what overwhelmed you. The question is like, what did you overthink?
Oh shit.
So you probably underthought that.
Underthought that for sure. Because I just barely ate when I first started.
Yeah.
But
like, what did you think? I guess was super important that really wasn't that important.
drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, fundamentals are the most important of it all. Eating enough and training hard enough.
Yeah. All right. I don't think I have any other questions.
Yeah.
If we want, we can.
Your,
The answer the internet question.
Dude, what
I don't
the
know
fuck,
what
man?
happened.
Did it
to
go
it.
into your tub? Oh.
Dude, it was sitting
No.
right here, man. I'm telling
In
you.
your pocket? In your lap?
It was
under your chair?
If I think hard enough, I can remember it. Y'all just start off.
All right, I'll start.
Go
with
ahead.
this one.
We got time?
Would you rather?
Wait, let me see.
Oh.
No, that's the one I thought in my head. Damn.
Oh,
Okay.
dang it. Would you rather only jerk off to the thought of your girlfriend or only jerk off to the thought
I
or
remember.
only jerk off to your girlfriend getting railed in a porn?
Oh, tell me again.
So only jerk off to the thought of your girlfriend or only jerk off to your girlfriend getting railed in a porn?
Obviously the first one all
I'm
day.
jerking to the thought.
The
Yeah.
thought of her.
Yeah, there's no way I'm watching that.
Yeah.
Like who?
that would kill it.
Only a cuck.
Dude, side note, and then I guess we can move on. But I saw this. I saw one porn video the other day, man, and I don't watch any I think we talked about this before. I don't think any of us watch like weird shit or this or that or crazy stuff. But it was like I guess we'll call it normal type of video, right? But then dude went like supersonic speed from like doggy style, and I was like, bro, I
can't keep up with this.
I was almost like, is it in like 2 times speed? Like he went way too fast.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't even go that fast if I tried.
Even the dude was
I-
like, slow down.
yeah. No. He was the
Well,
one.
no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You never hear a dude say, "Oh,
Yeah.
I should slow down," or like,
No, but it's like there's fast and like okay, like you do a break. I wasn't even talking about like I couldn't last doing that. No, I just mean like I physically could not move
yes,
that fast. I was like, holy shit. But anyway, that's a side note. But now I remember the question. The question,
jackhammer.
yeah. The question was, would you rather have 2 normal children or 1
Choose your words carefully.
Canceled.
2 normal children or 1 that's disabled and 1 that's in the NFL?
Am I selfish?
I'm going to go with 2 normal if we use the term normal.
I would say 2 normal because NFL, I feel like high likelihood of concussion damage later in life or like torn
knows his
ACL or
sports.
other things like that. And I used to work construction with a guy who had a very disabled stepson to where he had to go to adult daycare. He had to have
Yeah.
a specialty life preserver
unfortunate.
when
It's
they
a
would
lot
go
of
on a
work.
boat to where it would flip him upright. And he was like 30 years old, the son was.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things that I just feel like, respect to a lot of families that go through that kind of stuff, but
Mhm.
it would be very hard for me to adjust to that and then know that that's the rest of my life.
All right, guys.
We might change your mind, didn't we?
No. Well, yes. Well, it's going to be fucked up for me to ask how disabled this kid's going to be because you don't get to really choose in life.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, am I getting Super Bowl tickets, and or how disabled is this kid? But
Yeah.
I don't even want to take it. Who wants that? Oh no! Hold on. No,
Cancel.
I worded that
Cancel.
wrong. Nobody would ever wish that upon themselves.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. Yes.
Oh, the show's back on.
We had a power outage briefly. Austin's part was cut
taking
out.
2 healthy, able kids,
Able-bodied.
able-bodied kids that are going to be hated on for being able-bodied.
Now the last question's a lot easier from what I remember.
So, poll the internet:
Bacon or sausage?
bacon or sausage?
Yeah.
Bacon all day.
Bacon.
Bacon all day.
I'm gonna go bacon. But on the sausage thing, are you guys a patty or a link kind of guy?
Link.
I'm a
Link.
linker.
Yeah.
Link's got the flavor in that pop.
Maddie
to it.
likes the
Yeah.
patties.
I like that first like casing popping. Yeah.
That liver. What is
Yeah.
that? Like intestine skin?
And I feel like I have, probably.
Yeah.
I have bad experience with the patties because I feel like I only associate them with a school breakfast.
Yeah,
that
they're
they're like
shit.
on
They're
that
just
styrofoam
soggy and
tray,
they're like,
soggy,
yeah.
slightly
Shit.
burned.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Mm.
lunch ladies, fuck you.
Fuck you.
Stick
But-
to being a bus driver.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Those. I don't know if y'all really loved them, but I used to buy 3 or 4 slices. I'd have my tray full of slices of those square pizzas.
Oh,
Did y'all
yeah.
fuck with
I
those?
had it once.
I
or
was
twice.
kind of
I
weird.
used to
I would
fuck
put
with
ketchup
those.
and mustard on that.
All right.
Show's over.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
When it comes to bacon, you're a limp kind of guy or a crispy?
Crispy.
I like if I could have one half of it a little limp and the other half crispy, that'd be a
Yeah.
perfect slice to me.
Crispy with good fat.
I like it to be a
Yeah.
little crisp on the outside, and I'm cool with it being like a little like limp on the inside.
I don't want to be able to pick that shit up and like barely touch it and it like snaps.
Yeah, I don't want a snapper.
Dry, like
No.
dehydrated bacon.
Yeah.
Sarah will literally,
She
I'm
wants
telling
burn.
y'all, no. When I first
Raw.
met her, raw. Dude, I'd throw it on there. Tss, oh, flip it. Tss, and then I'd pull it off, and that shit's just as pink as when I put it
Oh,
on there.
shit.
And she's like, it's perfect.
Oh.
I was like, oh my God. I got a savage.
Yeah.
Yeah, she ain't a real person. She's a ginger. But that's it for this show. Yep.
Yeah, that's all, folks.
I will see y'all when I get back from Hawaii. Pray for me. It might be
safe
miserable out
trip.
there. But
Next
Go
week
whale
will be another
watching.
Griffin and Brock
Yeah.
exploration.
keep your
Yeah.
eyes peeled for that. Hopefully it's a good one. Y'all dive into some cool shit. Make sure you're following us on social media so you can give them boys a question or topic to dive into next Monday. Let us know what you think about the show in the comments below, and follow us, like, subscribe, whatever. And we will see y'all next week.
Catch you later.
See y'all.